Well, we're going to be back with more nonsense right after this. All right, and we are back. We are live. Beth, good morning to see you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Always first.
Yeah, she should just start putting first one.
Yeah.
First one every morning.
Great day in the Ozarks.
Yeah. Hey, so I went off brand a little bit. You know, I'm a black coffee drinker, but I have got the maple blonde here. Very tasty. Very tasty.
That's what I have too. I'm enjoying mine.
Storytime.
Hey, get the Storytime coffee this morning. It is everything about outside feels fall.
It does.
It does.
Great.
It really
It's
does.
a little cooler, and I think that is the perfect complement, that drink, to this
tasty.
day. If you've not had it, I was just telling these guys the day that they make that syrup in the shop, I just want to hang out in the shop. It smells so good.
It does smell good. And Jordan put a nice little decorative
what did he
piece
do?
of art. It looked like a little bit like very close to a maple leaf.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, right on top with the foam.
He's nice.
He drew a leaf on there, eh?
Drew a little leaf on there.
He's the type of guy that you want handing you your coffee.
Yeah. Take coffee, you hoser.
Cut that.
Hey, you hoser. Jordan is definitely the type of guy you want handing your coffee because he's so pleasant. He's like,
really
here's
is.
your coffee.
Yeah.
He doesn't say it that way at all.
He's so mild-mannered. No,
He is.
You made it sound like he teases it out.
He doesn't. Here's your coffee. No, he's just very pleasant. And like, you don't want some like ramped up person handing you coffee.
I was gonna say.
He is such a sharp young man. We handed over the coffee shop to a young man who was just turning 20.
Yeah.
That's how mature this young man is. He is.
That's awesome.
So into his craft, and of course he's studying business. And we're like, all right, we're gonna give you an opportunity to learn.
And super chill, which is a great trait for being in a coffee shop with all the caffeine energy.
That's
around.
right.
Oh yeah.
As much as he loves coffee, it's amazing how chill he is.
And his folks are pretty special people too.
You know his folks?
I do.
Yeah, they're good people for sure.
That's cool.
Good family.
Yeah, good family. So.
Very good.
All right, I've been enjoying the 60-degree weather.
Oh man, 50s in the morning.
Much better. Much improved.
Come on.
But I did, when I got up this morning a little after 6, I did note and was a little disappointed that, the sun wasn't streaming in the windows.
That's the only downside.
There's a big change
Upon
upon us.
And a little less time in the evening to get your chores done after work.
That's right.
Chorin'.
Yeah, so that disappoints me.
Yes.
Well,
but I'll take the trade in for the cooler.
I will too.
The cooler weather. I can deal with.
It was
darkness.
a long summer.
I'll bring the light to the darkness. It's okay.
That's right. We'll shine. The light only shines brighter in the darkness.
My daughter and I, last night I was going to bed and I walked through. She's sitting in the room. It's dark, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm doing my math," and I'm like, "Why are you in the dark? Like, Jesus gave you the light." And she goes, "Dad, I'm bringing light.
Dad.
I'm bringing light to the darkness."
Oh,
I'm like,
she's ready for it.
touche.
Oh.
Do you ever get from
But
your
seriously,
kids?
it's bad for your eyes.
Yeah.
Do you ever get from your kids, Dad, would you turn off the preacher for just a minute?
They don't say it just like that. Yeah. That was one of those moments, though. I love that she came back with some banter, though. I'm like, you got to be in the light.
That's wonderful.
I thought it was supposed to be light to the darkness, Dad. I'm like, okay,
snap.
you're listening. You're listening. All right, I like it.
That is good stuff. So,
What is it about like child eyes? Well, she's not a child; she's a teenager.
Yeah.
But like my kids will read in the dark, and I'm like,
how do you do that?
"What are you doing?"
Maybe we're just a little jealous. Is
mutant
why we're
eyes?
getting
I
on them. It
think
has
so.
nothing to do with protecting their
'Cause I'm
eyes. We're
like,
just angry. We're
turn
just
on
jealous.
all the lights, and I need to focus to read.
but as a dad, aren't you like turn off the lights? You know, like you leave the room,
Yeah.
turn off the lights.
Yeah,
Because
that's the other side. I'm like, hey, but that's one less light I have to turn off
That's
when
true.
you leave the room and forget.
Yeah. Yeah, we always have those mornings.
Tuesdays are
Walk
bad because
around,
it's
shut
one of the rare days I leave before everyone else. Usually I'm the last one out of the house, so
So you take care of it.
I'm
Do the final dad
seething
sweep.
right now that you've brought that up because I know my empty
Every
house
light's
is
on.
sitting.
It's
there.
glowing.
Yeah, if my house was a smart house, I'd just be like, let me deal with something real quick.
No.
There's a country song about that. Every house in the light is
Every
on.
light in the house is on.
It's a dad's worst nightmare.
I just see the electric bell just spinning.
It's like one of those flywheels. But if you put in all the LED lights, see,
Yeah, it does help.
It
right?
does help a lot. And
Except
I put in a lot of LED lights, not to be energy efficient, but I just like them
like
better.
the light better,
I just
yeah.
like it better.
I am not a fan of the LED lights, and they've made them better because now they have settings, where it's like
can
warmer.
make it warm, yeah.
I'm the type of person, I don't like overhead lights. Like this honestly drives me crazy every day. I just like block it out mentally because I don't like beaming lights on me. And a lot of I didn't grow up in a very brightly lit house. It was more
Well, you
lit
had
by
candles,
lamps.
right?
And
You guys
stuff.
didn't have
back in the
electricity?
day, it was
Out
candles.
there in Houston County.
Yeah, in Texas County.
I wasn't
we
talking
didn't
about
have
your age. I was
electricity.
talking about where you grew up.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I tracked
When the
that.
buggy pulled up and let us out, yeah, we
Mom,
sauntered
can
in
we
our-
go to the city
in
where they
our-
have them their automobiles?
in our petticoats.
Nice. Oh,
Lauren in a petticoat. That wouldn't have been good.
I suspect that's never
I just had
happened.
a visual. Oh my goodness! I want to see you on the cast of
Burner at
Little
the
House on the
stake.
Prairie. Like,
Fit the theme song running through my mind
Happy
already.
tonight.
Da, 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 da. My goodness.
Oh my god! No, I
Michael Landon just finished smoking a cigarette. Now he's on the stage.
Hey, he was touched by an angel.
He was touched by an angel.
Oh man, I don't even know where to go
Now
now.
I want to know. Now
I just want to go back to the '80s. I mean,
it's and so wait, my brain
go
works.
home,
I'm like,
turn
who
Wheel
would-
of Fortune on.
Who would win a fight? Michael Landon, touched by an angel, or Chuck Norris, Texas Ranger?
Oh,
like
man.
cage match.
They both had
Chuck
some
Norris wins every
wonderful feathered hair.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Majestic. That was just bad shampoo.
That's Pert.
It's
Pert
Pert
Plus.
Plus.
It's
Where's
Pert.
the Pert?
It's over there. It's over yonder.
The Pert Plus is right there.
Right there,
Props
outside of my.
live on.
Oh, speaking of vintage, this is a good transition. I've wanted one of these shirts
Go that way. There you go.
forever. This is the vintage Wildcat. Look at that. Look at that thing. Booster Club made them, and they're selling them at Figgy's.
It is.
It's vintage.
It's a great shirt. It's a little bit Dr. Seuss reminiscent.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, I just think angry wildcat. Like, that actually looks like a wildcat.
It looks like
You might see in nature.
So when you say
Like with a
vintage,
cartoon
was
face.
that an actual 1980s, 70s?
I don't know when it was. Older than
mascot?
that.
older than me. I
Really?
don't remember it.
So this is 60s. This
I've
is
seen
50s.
this one before somewhere.
I don't remember
Maybe
it.
it's a fake one. I don't know.
Rogersville historians, can you tell us what
I
year,
think
what
it's real.
decade
This
this
is
would
right.
have been?
It could be a fake one that they just made.
It
I don't
looks
know.
like Dr. Seuss drew Tom from Tom and Jerry and put him in an LR.
It does have a little Tom look to it, doesn't it?
It's the angry walk.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the Tom.
he's-
Can anybody clarify if it's a real
just got an
logo
anvil on his
or-
head, and now
okay,
he's-
look, regardless, I like it. I like the vintage stuff.
Yeah, it's a
fun.
snazzy shirt. I
It's
like it a
snazzy.
lot.
And Booster Club made it, and they're selling it at Figgy's, which is a delightful store here in Rogersville.
At that point, it really doesn't matter what it is. Booster Club, it supports
Yeah.
them. Go get one.
I'm going to make up a Halloween story about it because that's coming too.
There you go.
Yeah, we're still looking for.
We're still, I'm pretty sure we'll have a show on Halloween because Halloween's Tuesday.
Oh
Is
yeah,
it?
we
On a
will.
Tuesday this
Oh,
year, I
boy.
think. So
Won't
I
that be fun?
really need somebody to come tell a legend of Rogersville. I don't care if you make it up,
Yes.
just tell a good story.
Midweek
right.
Halloween, that's the worst.
Listen to this nonsense. So the school is off Friday and Monday for like parent-teacher conference's mini fall break thing goes back on Tuesday of Halloween.
Ouch.
Wednesday's going to be rough.
Sorry, teachers.
Wednesday's going to be rough.
Tuesday
that
and
week.
Wednesday are going to be rough.
Yeah, the
gonna be
teachers are not
brutal.
going to enjoy that.
No,
It's a good thing
gonna
they're
be-
getting a little break before
I think
because
the
they're going to
only-
need
Yeah,
another one.
they're going to need it.
I think the only thing worse than Halloween for school teachers is April Fool's Day.
Yes.
Yeah, especially on the elementary level.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of the teachers have pranked my kids pretty good on April Fool's Day.
Well,
I've heard some shenanigans.
My wife has
Yeah,
a really
it's
good
good.
one, and I'm not going to tell it because I don't want it
Don't
to
ruin
get
it.
I don't
out.
want it to happen.
But since she's not a classroom teacher anymore, I'm not sure she's still using it. So I may be able to get permission
To share the
to
story.
share it. But
Okay.
yeah,
Maybe she
Okay.
handed it off to another teacher, though.
that's
so,
true.
yeah.
That's true. So I wouldn't.
good.
The
I wouldn't
teachers'
want to
union
ruin
is
the.
strong. They stick together.
I spent an hour or two last night putting together an 8-foot animatronic scarecrow.
Nice.
That I got at Sam's Club. That's probably the best purchase of my life.
Awesome.
My kids were literally, and it's not like, it's kind of scary because it's
Some
8
of
feet
them are
tall.
freaky. I went through
This-
Lowe's the other day.
I
There's
don't
one
do
I didn't
that.
even want to look at. I was like,
I don't do the demonic crazy stuff. This is like, oh, it's fun. It's Halloween. We had a heck of a time putting it together last night. It was a hoot.
My
it was a
favorites
hoot.
are the scary clowns.
Oh,
I
jeez.
like
Ew.
the scary
I
clowns.
just can't do
Really,
it.
Will?
Here's what
hate
here's what I
clowns.
understand. You remember
Ew.
like probably 5 years ago there were people dressing up as scary clowns
Yeah, because of
around that and
stupid
just
It
like
movie
standing
came back
places.
out. Yes.
I'm literally shocked nobody got shot.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because I might have been a shooter.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Somebody running at me that I don't know.
I don't
I don't
know.
do clowns.
Yeah, if they were
I don't
running
do clowns,
at me,
I don't do cats. All right, I mean that's where I stand.
Don't come to my neighborhood then.
if they were running at me, they would definitely get shot. Yeah, that's 100%.
No, we do have a lot of cats in the neighborhood. It's become a thing. It's a hoot.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stray cats?
No, I mean they're owned by people. They're becoming brave. It's funny. They're becoming brave. But no, we put the scarecrow together. It's a hoot. We had a blast doing it. The girls were so excited.
It has a motion sensor?
It has a motion sensor. It's inside because it's going to get stolen if I put it outside because
That's
it's
so
amazing.
sad. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. But it does look
Can't have
terrifying.
nice things anymore.
Like just drive by my house and look at the front window. Just do a little drive by.
But like, on like trick or treat night, you'll put it out maybe?
I don't know. I'll
She's
find
already got it
some-
out. It's staying out 10 months of the year.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like
it lives with us
outside.
now. I'll
So-
probably put it outside at some point.
Yeah.
Yep, when it makes sense to do so.
Just for
There's
the,
not a lot of trick or treating in my street. It's not good for it because there's really not sidewalks everywhere. So
Oh, I guess that's right. Yeah.
Main Street. You're on Main Street.
there is
yeah,
a
but-
sidewalk along our street, but offshoots don't.
I feel like
don't really have-
your neighborhood ought to have tons of traffic.
It doesn't.
Interesting.
I've had like one trick or treater there.
Well, I got a question
usually we're gone, so.
that I'd like to hear what you all think, and maybe our viewers
I'm
can
ready.
weigh in on this as well. So there my mother-in-law lives in Leabrook, and
Oh, yes.
they bus kids in, like
It's a
from
big deal.
other places. Like they load them up on
Who's
buses.
they?
I don't
Them.
know
Who
are the
they
buses?
Them.
They do
yeah,
this?
They do this.
that.
All of them.
Wow.
There are buses that bring kids to Leabrook and drop them off.
It's a thing.
Yeah. Is that okay? I don't think that's okay. I'm not okay with that.
So for
If
those
I,
of
if
you
I
who
lived there, I wouldn't be super
So
stoked
those
about that.
of-
I'm
well,
all
no,
about
they
my
embrace
neighbors
it.
coming.
Yeah.
I want to meet my neighbors, but
I think
just-
it's
I'm
more
just-
minivans than buses.
Okay.
I
Maybe
don't. I don't think it's like.
Never ruin a
I've
good
never
story with
seen
the facts,
random.
Lauren.
So here's what
It's going to
Leabrook
make
does.
some of my
for
church
those of you
members
who
mad.
don't
I had
know.
a good homeschool joke there. That's just a family showing up.
Gotta have a sense of humor, right?
That's funny.
You can't laugh at yourself.
I love our homeschool population.
We all do.
No.
They're funny.
So it's a big deal in Leabrook. Like they shut down there's only one way through the neighborhood, right? So you go in the further east entrance. There's one way in, one way out.
nice
Once you
loop.
go in, you're in there for about an hour.
There's plenty of houses. How
or
many houses
more.
are there?
Like 250.
Yeah.
There's a bunch. But the neighborhood totally embraces it.
Well,
They do.
great.
It's
That's
the
great. Yeah, if
only
that's your
thing
thing.
I've ever seen that is similar to what you see in movies for Halloween.
So with the people running around all the streets
With
everywhere.
yes, like with
everywhere.
you see in the movies running around in costumes and
Mass chaos.
people. Yes, it's like
scary.
I mean, that's fun. I mean, it's a throwback, right?
Yeah.
My childhood, we would travel to Metro East Illinois, St. Louis, but Illinois, and we do it for holidays. And so every year at Thanksgiving, the last day before we travel back home, we'd go down Ednick Drive in Belleville, Illinois. And every house in that neighborhood had massive Christmas displays.
It's awesome.
Yards. I mean, what you're talking about,
Majestic.
figurines. The whole thing was just, and I mean, you were in line. I mean, everybody did this. This was a tradition, and it was.
That's cool.
You know, you just went slowly through it, and you don't see that anymore. So what you just described is kind of a throwback to a whole neighborhood doing something together and making it a big deal.
Was it reminiscent of Christmas with the Cranks, where the whole neighborhood, put up Frosty and
I mean, that was the thing, and I could imagine if somebody didn't participate, they would be frustrated with them because there were like every house had a bare minimum lights all over their house, but most of them had stuff in the yard and in the trees, and it was pretty awesome.
Well, that movie is on the every Christmas year movie watch list, but it's premature to talk about that.
Oh yeah, so we are jumping holidays.
What about
sorry, I was talking about
that's
tradition.
acceptable though.
Do you have a Halloween watch list, like some movies that you watch for Halloween? Like my wife doesn't like it, but I like it just escaped me. With Bette Midler and Sarah
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus
And now
Pocus.
there's two of them.
I
There's
like
Hocus
that
Pocus
movie.
too. It's a great movie.
The second one's not too bad either.
Yeah.
So in that movie, it has this, like the whole neighborhood, what you're talking about, what happens in Leebrook, the whole, and honestly, Patriot Place does a great job too. It's just fun, community. You get out, oh my gosh, you talk to neighbors. Holy moly.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
But no, Hocus Pocus is a good one.
Yeah. It's not the same, but I also will watch Hubie's Halloween Christmas, which is
I don't even know what that is.
Adam Sandler. It's a fairly recent one.
Yeah,
it's amusing, but it's Adam Sandler. So
I'm not a big Halloween guy. I mean, we celebrate it. We love having people at our well, no, I mean, we love having kids show up on our doorstep and hand out candy and all that. But we don't decorate. We don't really do much there. That's it. I was going to say that's the only one that for me that I gotta watch, and I gotta hear Charlie Brown go. I gotta rock.
Yeah, I gotta rock. Yeah. I don't like just like the really terrifying.
No, I don't want to watch scary movies.
But the ones that kind of give a nod to Halloween or part of the season, I'm like, that's fun. Yeah.
Speaking of that, Emma, I got mums and pumpkins from Emma and got to pet baby goats and rabbits on Saturday and see my best friend Boo, the dog.
Yes, Boo.
So our friend Emma is open on the outposts on weekends now.
Oh, very
Maybe
good.
more than that.
Yeah, and that's in the Apple Market parking lot. So stop by. I got some
great mums.
Decorate your house. Decorate your porch.
Yeah.
Get all your
this is mum killing season.
It's mum killing season. It's football season. It's volleyball season. There's all kinds of exciting fall things. It's chili season.
Pack the pitch tonight. Big conference game. We play Catholic at home.
Ooh, that's a big one.
It's a big one.
It's a big dill pickle.
I think we're a good team. They're always a good team. We're 5-0. They're 5-1.
Ooh,
so it's
a good setup.
Come out, please. We would love to have a rowdy crowd tonight.
We're 5-0.
We're 5-0.
Excellent.
Now I'll admit they've played a tougher schedule than we've had up to this point.
Okay.
But I think we're 24 goals, 4-0 against in the last 3 games, and that speaks some to how good we are, but also to how maybe lacking the competition's been in the last 3. So somebody asked me, hey, are we prepared? Yeah, we've seen the video.
Ready. We
know who they are. We know what we got to do. And yet my only concern, we haven't seen that level of competition yet. So,
of course.
So I told the boys, you better step up big tonight. You don't have time to find the pace. You better find the pace from
have great weather.
The opening whistle. So I'm excited. I'm super excited about this game. I expect us to win. That's where I'm at.
Just to help everybody out, where we
go? So we only play, we've got our own pitch, which is behind the softball field. We only play a couple games there now that the turf is in.
Yes, which is good.
The majority of our games are at Wildcat Stadium on the turf, including tonight. Okay. Thursday, we play, Webb City comes to town, we play on our grass, which is behind the softball.
So Wildcat Stadium.
We're at Wildcat Stadium
tonight.
4:30. Sorry, 4:30 is kickoff.
I should know
JV
this.
plays after.
Okay, I was going to say, so we're doing varsity first and then JV?
Yep.
Okay, that's always my question.
Yep.
Nothing against JV, but...
No, yes.
Who wants to watch that?
Dragging somebody out to go do something, that might be kind of fun, though. At 4:30 today?
Yeah, 4:30. Okay. Let's go.
Clara might still be in Kansas City sporting mode.
That's right. Come afterwards.
I might.
Tell her to bring a drum, face paint, like the whole thing. Heckle the players. We don't do that. Don't do that on high school.
I'm bringing a didgeridoo.
A didgeridoo.
Yeah, I'll be bringing the didgeridoo.
That'll be amazing.
No, what was that thing that they were...
You're talking about Vuvuzela.
Yeah, Vuvuzela.
Who?
Yeah.
Vuvuzela. So in 2010, South Africa hosted the World Cup.
Yes.
And the vuvuzelas are actually not South African. They were actually something from Latin America, but they were used in that World Cup. And they're probably the most annoying sound
ever.
in
They're
the
like
world.
they sound like massive kazoos.
Yes,
Ew.
that's essentially what they are. And
That's
so,
terrible.
sadly, a lot of Americans who were getting into soccer about that time equated.
We're completely turned
Yeah,
off.
so I would go coach a U9 soccer game on a Saturday, and there'd be some obnoxious parent with a vuvuzela. I'm like, really?
You're like, shut up, Bill.
This is really not a thing.
This is not a thing. This is not a soccer thing. Don't make this a
Happened
soccer thing.
once.
This is I want to gouge my eyes out and stick my eyeballs in my ears.
We were just
thing.
bringing in the masses,
Yeah.
and then you noped us all out.
You brought a giant
can't do
kazoo to the picture. Thanks.
That's so funny.
Do not bring a vuvuzela if you can find
I
one.
don't even like the word.
Yeah,
it's kind of an annoying word.
I don't like that at all.
Didgeridoo is much more fun to say.
Didgeridoo is
like,
great.
yeah.
So much more
Which
fun to
sounds
say.
Irish, but it's not.
No.
Oh, my shins. I don't want to hurt my shins at the soccer
Australian.
match tonight. That was terrible.
Didgeridoo, it's Australian for kazoo.
Because they put another shrimp on the barbie. That's all you gotta say.
That's all you got.
That's all.
you say.
That's it.
Oh man.
Crocodile Dundee. Just throw it all out there.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
the one. Yeah.
And then the all-impressive donk. That is my favorite thing about that movie. Anyway, so exciting things happening in the fall. It's festivals.
Season. Festival season.
We went to Apple Festival twice this weekend. It was awesome.
That was
yes.
Seymour?
That was Seymour. That's a big deal. That's a big,
I've never
big
been.
one. It's big.
So Saturday we were thinking about doing some stuff and
I was thinking about doing some
thinking
stuff.
about doing some
Didn't
stuff.
do any of it. But
We
thought-
didn't.
gave it a good-
Of course, we didn't do
gave it
any
a
of
good thought.
it. But I thought, well, these are some. We could go to the Apple Festival, and
Mm-hmm.
so I got on the computer and I got on their website and I looked at everything that they said was
And
going
Will said,
on.
"Look, it's online. I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah,
I
right.
just watch it
perfect.
online."
No, actually, what I saw was like, well, there's going to be a corn dog stand, and there's there's some bands that are going to play, and there's a parade, and I was like,
Well, it's okay.
and,
So,
but
I've
then-
never said meh to a festival
well,
corn dog.
Right.
corn dog
Yeah,
was
corn
the
dog.
most attractive piece of that. I
Yeah.
will admit.
Because an actual dipped corn dog that's been
yeah.
stuck
Oh, yeah,
in the
that's
fryer
what they
right
do.
there, that's
Yes.
different than pulling it out of the freezer.
Oh, for sure.
They
It's good.
opened their corn dog booth at 9 a.m. on Thursday. It's like, it's the thing that sets the tone of Apple
it's like
Festival.
Dove season.
It's the corn. the first
beginning.
corn dog goes in the grease. Angels get their
I can
wings.
hear it.
The festival season begins.
Yeah.
Fizzle
So
of
I said
dog
something
grease.
to Shelby about. Well, it doesn't look like there's that much going on out there, and she's like, "You don't understand."
Yeah.
But
No,
it was,
no.
But the time had passed, and so we didn't go. But
Honestly,
apparently I missed it. I misinterpreted. But
Yeah.
my advice would be put some more stuff on your website. Make
it's
it
filled.
look.
I don't know what you were looking at, but it is full. I think you looked at the wrong thing. Or
I typed
and
into
outdated.
I typed into the Googles.
I mean, because they had a
Seymour
big,
Apple
they had a
Festival.
big
It was-
flyer, and it had like everything.
You
and
were
it
looking
was
at
massive.
Seymour, Michigan.
Great Friday night members
I really
only.
don't think I
The
was.
corn dog was delicious.
Yeah, I just missed it.
So
know.
here's
It's my fault.
next year.
I'll own it. It's my fault.
My friend Shanda and I have a ritual. A Thursday at noon, because that's when the craft booths open. We go to Apple. We descend upon Seymour.
Mm-hmm.
We get a $1 apple slush, which is a majestic thing.
I've heard that.
It's amazing.
told
Walk
that
10
they-
feet, get the $4 corn dog, and then you just tootle around to the craft booths, and it's not crazy busy. And you look
Okay.
around and see what you see.
All right.
And then they do all the stuff.
I'll do better next year.
Saturday is a tough time to go because it's very busy.
And that
It's
was
busy.
the other kind of takeaway from that. Is
All the
that-
people.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's a mess of people there on Saturday.
But
Friday night's great
we
too.
are kind of maybe have an eye towards hitting up some of the festivals. I took a picture of your wonderful piece that you've provided for the public and
It's a big one.
sent it to Shelby so that we could.
Festival season is upon us. It's amazing.
Good time. So we having something here in town?
Yes, and I feel like such an idiot.
Uh-oh.
Speaking
Oh,
of that,
I didn't mean to call you out.
So no, it's fine. So every year I put together the fall festivals and we mail it out. Okay. And this year I was really pressed on time because we had my grandfather passed away, and that I was kind of out of the office more than I usually am during the time where I would be doing that.
Right.
So I started rushing putting this thing that I put together, and I don't want to give away all the details. It's a highly guarded secret, and So the Rogersville Farm and Harvest Festival, which is like the last Saturday of October, which is much later than most of the other fall festivals, was the last thing on the list. Well, our logo
Did it get dropped to the second page?
and hit it under it. It's because I do it in Publisher because I'm, was born in the 80s, so I make things in Publisher.
I didn't even know you could still get Publisher.
Oh, you can. I have it and I use it. I don't know what else to use.
Canva is what the kids are using.
Canva.
Yeah, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to keep using Publisher.
Well, I've used the Canva a little bit.
Is it easy?
It is easy.
I have
but,
a subscription to Canva.
I don't know if I have a subscription on. I may, but I have
the church does.
I have a team. I added all the staff people to it, but I was a little frustrated by it because I had my piece all designed.
Yeah.
And then I exported it to PDF, and it like changed the font.
That's no good.
So the text that was here and perfect was like in the
That's
wrong
no good.
spot, and I don't understand why it would do that. That seems
sorcery.
like a major design
that seems like
flaw.
a glitch.
Yeah.
Well, it probably has more texts than are available on your computer. Does that make sense?
That's what I was getting ready to say. Is it?
Yeah.
It will automatically change your font if it doesn't have it.
Not all fonts in the world are on your PC.
I was thinking, but
Or
you
phone.
I don't
saved
have
it
a
as a
PC.
PDF, and that's essentially just a picture of
I
your
think it
graphics.
still
so
converts it. I don't know.
It shouldn't,
Yeah, well,
it shouldn't
that's what
change
I was
text.
saying. I said, why didn't the website just generate the PDF and then I downloaded?
So weird. Somewhere in there, it went glitchy and goes, we don't know that font. Here, try this one.
Yeah,
I was not
And you're
happy.
like, I
That's
didn't
the
want
worst.
that one.
I didn't want that
I
one.
did
Yeah,
not
I
want
think
that
I
at
will
all.
have to call Canva tech support or email them.
They're like, wait, you're not supposed to call us.
I know. Well, and who am I to call? I
So,
won't call.
but
He
no.
won't
So
call.
our logo,
He'll chat.
Publisher has things in the front and the back, and if you
hit it
if
under.
I hit it,
You needed to bring send to the front.
yes, bring to the
Bring to the-
forward, and
bring
I
forward,
didn't, and I sent that out, and I'm like, I looked at it later, and I'm like, holy Moses, I did not get the Rogersville Festival on there. Where is it? And then I went back to the file. and it
It's
was
there,
hidden.
folks. It's there. It's just hidden.
It's just hidden. Canva's worth the time. Space age, Lauren.
What was that?
Emma's trying to
Canva's
bring
worth the time for the space age.
Lauren into the 2020s.
No, I'm going to keep using Publisher. It's terrible. But I'm
Do
gonna
they
keep
still
using
make
it.
Publisher?
Lauren,
Well, yeah, I mean, I've got it.
Yeah, but when did you
Welcome
buy
to
it?
the
I mean, is it
roaring
like had it
20s.
for 20 years?
What? No, I mean, it's like, it's, part of my Office package that I pay for online every
Okay.
year. So it comes
So-
with the Excel and Word and
with the
Publisher.
I'm
And the
a Mac
PowerPoints.
guy, so I have no idea
too.
what you're even saying. I remember those things. I didn't know they still existed.
Come on a journey and see Publisher.
use-
I should do that for Halloween.
I
Show
use
people Publisher.
Pages and numbers and Keynote.
Yeah.
Although I did just recently, I hired a Bangladeshi on the Fiverr.
That sounds made up. Is that real?
Yeah, it's totally real.
Bangladeshi?
I don't know. I may have made that up. But the dude was from Bangladesh. And I had him convert a Google Slides presentation to a Prezi presentation.
Ew.
I've never used
Such a
Prezi.
weird word.
Well, I'm understanding now that I've done this that maybe Prezi is not the current really cool presentation thing to use. But it's heads and shoulders above. Okay.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say most people don't even want like a PowerPoint presentation anymore.
I find it useful
It
in
is
my
useful.
in my
I mean,
presentation.
you
But I
have
mean, I
to.
do.
I use
And what you
Keynote
do.
every week.
I was-
What
yeah,
is Key-
yeah.
I mean,
It's PowerPoint.
okay, so it's the same thing.
It's Max PowerPoint.
For those of us that are professional speakers, we use it quite often.
Well, it makes sense. You don't really have any other option.
But Prezi is a highly animated version. I mean, the slides, it zooms in and zooms out.
Yeah, I
on
don't
your
need that.
graphics
It's
and
just
moves
too
around and
chaotic for
stuff.
me.
I'm just going to
It
stick
is.
with
It can be a
Publisher.
little chaotic.
Y'all heard
I
of
will grant you that.
PowerPoint?
Yes, we have. PowerPoint is boring. Here's
It
the
comes
thing.
with Publisher.
I've been giving
It's
I've
a
been
freebie.
giving basically the same presentation. It's evolved over time. It's refined and take this slide out, put this slide in, change the text, do that. But for basically 5 years, I've been giving the same presentation on trusts and wills and
Right.
estate planning and probate and irrevocable trust and
Have
all
you ever-
that stuff.
You need a bumper sticker. Get your will with Will.
I guess I could, except I don't
like
recommend
wills.
wills.
I know.
Yeah.
And put an asterisk next to Will and then put a little, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, Will.
My name is Will.
Like,
you can trust me.
$1,000+
Oh,
later.
Yeah, I get it all.
No, I do like to make fun of you for that.
That's
but
okay.
It's a good story. But anyway, we're not going to
See
tell it right now.
Will just laying in bed cursing his parents. You should have named me Trust.
You should have named me
Could have called me
Trust.
Trusty.
Lauren's a little. She likes to bug me because I totally upsold
He
her.
bait and switched me.
I did
is what
not.
he did.
I upsold you.
I know you didn't technically bait and switch me, but it was a bait and switch. Anyway, which, I mean, honestly, walking into it, I knew I was going to get bait and switched. But
I knew your character.
so, but no, you put an yeah. At that time, I didn't.
But you know what?
really first
I
time
took
I
your
met him.
advice, and I
Stop bait and switching people.
You were the
I
guinea
still don't
pig.
think it was a bait and switch. I think it was a upsell, but I tried to make it a little more straightforward right from the beginning.
Thank you.
You've influenced me, Lauren.
But no, you put an asterisk next to the will and says, "But really, you're going to buy a trust."
There you go. That's the way it is. Then, oh no, Beth, no.
What
did that say?
Restaurant.
Oh, swing
She's
by and
back
eat at
on the
Will's restaurant. Ooh, I need to come up with some more
Will's
Will's restaurant names.
Yeah.
Peter's going to be our delivery guy.
Sweet. Oh.
He's experienced.
Let's talk about delivery, guys. Yesterday, I drive to restaurants and eat at them because I was born in the 80s. Apparently, people younger than me have people
Still not a
go
thing?
for them.
They're gonna Postmate
and
it.
deliver it. Because didn't he deliver for
Yeah.
Grubhub? Was it Grubhub? Can you not say
DoorDash.
that online? DoorDash.
DoorDash.
I don't know
No,
what
you
you
can
can and
say it
can't do.
online.
So we
You know,
go,
you can turn your camera on and be picture in picture.
He's like, I don't want to be
He's not gonna
associated
do
with
that,
these
no.
people.
I don't blame him.
I don't want
He
my
does not
likeness
wanna be a part of
associated with
this.
them.
I'm questioning myself right now.
I would.
well
I've
you
been
should.
questioning it for 3 years now. So we go to the restaurant, we're eating, and I can tell that there's, I think, DoorDash or Grubhub drivers coming up and getting food because they're getting, big orders, and it's just like one person. And I think that's just what's going on. One of them parks completely blocking the exit from the parking lot I'm in. And it's not one of those parking lots where you literally could carefully drive across some grass.
This is why I have a
Jump the
truck.
curb.
This is why I have a truck.
Yeah. Oh, you could have jumped something. It would have been an ordeal because we were on Walnut Street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you could have jumped the house next to you, maybe. So no, they completely
shot.
blocked and I was like, "Rah!"
Road
You know,
rage came out.
I didn't say anything to him, and she was coming, and you could see when she saw us walking to our car really slowly because we couldn't go anywhere. She was like, "Oh crap!" and she hurried and got all flustered. But it's like, if you're picking up food at a restaurant, don't block in the people dining at the restaurant.
I can imagine that game. I mean, time is money. Is that right? So you need to move
So
quick. So
I need to understand this because I really don't. I'm going to throw this out there. I'm going to sound like a really old, jerky millennial.
Okay.
I'm guessing a lot of
it's a
these.
funny phrase to me.
I know. I'm guessing a lot of the people ordering this are younger people, is my guess. I think, doing Grubhub and DoorDash, who probably don't have a ton of money, and it costs like $40 to eat
it's
out.
extra now.
And it's extra on top
it
of
was
that.
a
when you get
$25 bill. Now it's a $40 bill.
Yeah, so, okay, and we're talking like 3 boxes of food were going out. So at this place, that would have been with probably $50 or $60. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, 1, how are they affording it? And 2, if I was a parent loading money into my college student's account and I found out that they were spending extra money doing DoorDash or Grubhub, I'd be kind of irritated. Be like, why don't you just go to the restaurant?
I don't think it's
the
the
first
college
bit of
kid.
Or
advice
pick it
I'd
up
give
yourself.
is parents don't load money in your kid's college
Well, you
account.
know that's what's
Tell
happening.
them to go get a job.
You know that's what's happening
My kids
now.
play, college sports, and they also have a job. And so when they want to spend money on food that they don't need to because mom cooked them a meal
Yeah.
and gave them a meal pass at their
Yeah.
college.
So who's the primary
good
order?
job.
of
let
this?
me.
I don't know.
Let's ask the expert. Peter, you delivered DoorDash in
we
a
need your-
college town. College students or other folks are your primary customers?
I'd say a third college students,
Okay.
people who are on stamps and stuff. And
Ball!
Food stamps?
Can they hear this?
yes, just
Can they hear him?
I don't think they can hear him. We'll have to repeat it. But so 1/3 were college students. The other third were people on food stamps.
people who don't know better to not spend their money like that.
Well, okay. So they can't. I don't think they can get. You can't get ready-made food with.
You can.
You can.
I don't know if you can order it from a restaurant, but you
Okay.
can from like grocery stores.
You
like
can get
at
like the
deli.
rotisserie chicken in the deli. Okay.
You can, yeah, if they've like fried chicken at Price Cutter,
Got
that
it,
type
yeah.
of stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
you can do that.
Snap is what that's
Yes.
called. Snap benefits.
Okay, so
yeah.
what was the last third?
Last third is people who should be using it, which are people who are either just disabled or elderly or sick and can't get stuff.
Okay, so
Okay.
disabled, elderly, or sick.
So
There you go.
in general, a third of your customer base were people that you're like, this makes perfect sense why I'm delivering.
What I heard him say was 2/3 of the people that
2/3
use it probably shouldn't be using
Because
it.
how much does it kind of increase your bill by doing this?
Depending on how much you're spending, yeah, you're looking at probably $5 or $10 extra minimum.
Is
Okay.
that
$10
but that's
extra.
not even counting the tip now.
No, that does include the tip.
That
Okay.
includes the
Okay.
tip, yeah, and what he said.
Okay.
So, he did tell me that as a driver, I believe I'm remembering this correctly, that there's not a lot of money in being the driver. It's all about the tips.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it is
all
a
about the tips.
So you're rolling the dice.
Well, no, you can see how much you're going to get paid total with the tip before you take it.
Before you say
The
yes.
tip ahead of time.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I don't take the order. So
Yeah. So if you don't put in a tip, they won't take your order.
this has been fascinating,
Yeah, now
which is
you
why
know.
I brought it up because I thought we might get some clarification.
Well, and when I worked in Springfield more often, I would DoorDash occasionally, a couple times a week, just because I didn't want to leave the office.
Well,
I
if
was
you're in
Time's
the-
money,
if you're
right?
in
It may
the
be
flow-
worth more
Yeah, it
money
was
for
worth
you
it
to
to
stay
me.
at the desk
Absolutely.
than for
Yeah.
you to go, take a time out.
Yeah, so he would include the business
The people like,
professionals.
oh,
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
really
it
working.
makes financial sense because I'm
So
working.
we're going to go out on a limb and say at least over half of the people potentially ordering are probably could be using their money more wisely
in Kirksville, Missouri.
in Kirksville, Missouri.
I guess that's our sample size.
Because to me, I
Kirksville.
do think it's a lot of college students, though. I really do in
Okay.
Springfield
Yeah,
because
maybe it is.
I just can see that because I don't think our college student population goes out to eat as a social thing as much as they bring food in to with their friends. They're studying, they're playing video games, they're hanging out. They get food. Like we used to order pizza, right, when we were in college. Sometimes when we had money, but so
I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I'm just looking back my life and historical perspectives and just thinking, I'm not sure that you really have any disposable income for anything until you're 35 or 40 years old.
Jesse and I talked about this
Because
over
when
the
you're
weekend.
younger,
yeah.
you're not making a lot of money.
Right.
You need to be saving yours and
Yep.
doing this. And then you have kids, and so they're taking all the disposable income. And so, you really don't have any until
No,
you're
yeah, but
older.
the college experience is, well, I'm taking out loans, but I'm dealing with that later, right? So
Right.
I had money in my account because I worked last weekend, so therefore I can spend it. It's like, no, you need to be saving that, or you could be paying down those loans right now.
There's something to only having a checking account, no credit card. And like I remember as a college student, and I used to balance my checking account, and I'd be like, I have $5 left in my checking account. No burrito for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
something to that as opposed to,
I'll just slap it
well,
on the
I've got this
card.
credit card, and
That was a great discipline. I remember learning that as a
Yes.
child. The back of your
Yes.
checkbook has this little
Money
booklet
isn't
here.
free.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so learning to do that was
Yeah.
a valuable life
Flip
skill.
your statement over. And on
yes,
the back.
and do the back. Oh, you can do it on the back.
Yep.
So there was something very, taught you about budgeting, and now that I really feel like that's mostly gone out the window.
It's we used to play Monopoly with actual paper bills.
Oh, really?
And now,
Fascinating.
Yeah, and now they give you a debit card.
Yes.
And now you play Monopoly with.
I thought you meant
electronic-
use like American currency.
No,
when you
no,
play,
it's-
I'm like, that's fast. That's awesome.
We gambled
That
heavily
would have
at
made
Monopoly.
sense. No, but no, if you buy a new set of Monopoly,
Yeah,
it
just
comes with
swipe the
a
card.
digital swipe. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a
It's a-
interesting little.
Well, and I get why too, because credit cards really are safer than debit cards. Because if your credit card
Right.
gets hacked, it's really no big deal. Your debit card gets hacked, it's kind of a mess. So
Can be.
it can be. But no, back to your point though about living off of. Justin and I were talking over the weekend that what we lived off of as 20-somethings when we owned our home and we both worked was there is no way we could come close to surviving in the world now off of that money.
Yeah.
Not even close. And that's with not having student loan debts and not having credit card debt. I don't know how people are doing it.
No, I don't either. Shane and I talk about, the early days of our marriage where we had, I was trying to remember I think our date night allowance for the month was $50.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yes.
$50 sounds about right. Yeah.
And that,
Spending $50 on a meal was a big deal.
1998. Yeah. Well, we wouldn't spend it on, that wouldn't be one
Yeah.
meal. We'd feel bad if we were spending over like $20. But
Yeah.
$20, you get a pretty nice
That's a
meal.
pretty good meal.
25
Yeah.
bucks back in 98 was a decent meal.
Yeah, it was a good meal.
But then you've got one maybe go out to eat meal, kind of moment,
Yeah.
and then maybe go to a movie theater if you catch the matinee.
Get you some Andes.
Yeah, maybe some Andes, and that's it. So
Yeah.
a lot of our date nights were, sitting at home playing the Monopoly.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, we can sit here. I can sit here at 52 years old and talk about the younger people all I want. And I mean, just like the 52-year-old people talked about us
Sure,
younger at
sure.
the time too. And
Yeah.
it is what it is. There's good advice and there's probably too much judgmentalism. But
Well,
yeah,
I don't even think it's like, they don't get it. I think your point is, how do they do it?
How is this
How will
happening?
you
I
work?
don't
How is it?
understand.
Yeah,
I really don't understand.
well, it
I don't
seems to
know.
me like there's an expectation. Like when I hear people in their younger 20s talking about, I've got this degree and I can't even get a living wage and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, but you think living means all of this
Having
stuff
all this.
that we didn't think.
I think,
that's
yeah,
what
that was right.
living
My
meant.
expectation
Yeah,
was, okay,
there
we're going to get
wasn't-
married, but we understand we're
you
going to have
know.
to do without a lot of things.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
our
I
expectation.
mean,
we're going to have to say no a lot.
We couldn't spend $6 on a cup of coffee
Oh,
every
my
day.
goodness, yeah.
That
I mean,
was going to Starbucks.
that
was
was
like
a big treat,
It
yeah.
was a treat, yeah.
Well, if you want more financial advice, tune in Wednesday mornings at 8:30 for Dollars and Cents right here on Planet 417.
Will
K-ROG
not
Wildcat
sell you, it
TV.
will.
There you
And with Bruce Porter, and we'll talk about this stuff.
And by the way, that's always good information. I do try to listen to that when because I'm always getting kids ready for school, and sometimes I catch it live. It's very good information.
Yeah, he does a
For
good job.
Free.
Yeah, for absolutely for
Yeah,
free.
it's something that won't cost you $6.
Uh-huh. And he says something really smart. He says, you give 10%, that's your tithe, your income.
Yeah.
Put 10% back, save it.
Yep.
Start that when you're 25, and when you're 50, you're in pretty good shape.
all right.
The 80-10-10 principle. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a
It
worthy
works.
goal. Yeah.
Hey, well, good advice is a good place to stop, and we'll do that. It's 8:31 right here in the Wildcat Studios here for Planet 417.
You have like a little over a month to figure out the best Rogersville Halloween story for me
and
and
there's
bring
your
it to me.
challenge. And we'll be back next week with more Morning Waffle. Thanks
See
for
you
watching.
at Wildcat Stadium, 4:30. Bye-bye.
Right on. Bye.